Welcome, Joslyn Center Facebook Live fans. My name is Jack Newby. I'm the Executive Director here at the Joslyn Center. Before we get into our interview, I want to cover a few things that are happening here at the Joslyn Center that I think you would be interested in. We have a film being presented on November 16th from 5 to 6:30. It's free. It's presented by Desert Oasis Healthcare, and it's called It's Not a Burden, and it's the humor and heartbreak of raising elderly parents. So it's a great film. I know it's meaningful and will touch a lot of people because they're doing that right now, is raising their elderly parents or caring for their elderly parents. So It's Not a Burden. And that's coming up on Wednesday, November 16th, 5 to 6:30. There's a light meal that will be served. And again, that's presented by Desert Oasis Healthcare. Coming up later this month on October 26th is our Health Expo. Also, that is sponsored by Desert Oasis Healthcare, but that's your opportunity to meet various vendors. And as we'll be talking about in a few minutes, there will be people there talking about Medicare Advantage plans, as well as other things that are available to you and services available to you in the community. And that's also sponsored by Eisenhower Health. And again, that's on Wednesday, October 26th. 9 to 1, and it will also be a chance for you to get a free flu shot and COVID vaccination. Many of you may not know, we do Meals on Wheels. So if you would like to become part of that program, contact the Joslyn Center at 760-340-3220 and ask for Bob Elias, and he will get you enrolled with our Meals on Wheels program. Coming up, we also have an art class with Valentina. That starts on November 3rd, and that's on Thursdays from 9 o'clock. Also, every day we have our, we're not every day now, it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We have our Go for Life classes, and that's taught by Jose. And Jose is a great instructor for Go for Life. And if there's anything that will keep you active and engaged as you get older, it is regular exercise. And also coming up in our also coming up in our Wellness Center program is our Aging Mastery program. And that's a 5-session course starting on November 3rd. Again, you can call Jose at 760-340-3220, and that's at extension 117. And if you want to work out, we have a gym in our Wellness Center, and you can sign up for some time to work out in their gym quality equipment. So we are here for our Interview Friday, and I'm very happy to introduce to you our guest for today, Gilbert Lin from HRBC Insurance. And Gilbert will be talking about the open enrollment period for Medicare and why it's so important. So Gilbert, there you are. How are you this morning?
Hi, Jack. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Thank you. Looking forward to that weekend, but I think you're going to have a busy weekend.
Yes, already.
So tell us a little bit about yourself first, how long you've been involved in the insurance business, selling Medicare Advantage plans or and counseling people on Medicare Advantage plans.
Sure. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to work with Joslyn Senior Center. I've been doing Medicare for about 12 years. So this will be my 12th open enrollment with Medicare. And I'm here to help the local seniors answer any of their questions regarding the Medicare plans, because a lot of times they want to know what's new and what's changed, and they have a lot of questions. And that's what I'm here for. I personally are contracted with almost 10 different carriers. So there's a lot of options to choose from, and we can help the seniors find something that's tailored for them.
And what exactly is open enrollment and the period of time for people who have Medicare to look at their plans?
That's a good question. So open enrollment is the time period from October 15th to December 7th. So there's a 7 weeks window where a senior can take a look at their options for the following year. They can look at the options for their benefits, for any extra benefits that the plan provides, if it affects any of what they need for their changes for next year. So it gives them an opportunity to make changes for next year.
And so people would want to look at things like some plans provide for things that traditional Medicare doesn't.
That is correct.
Doesn't provide for.
That is correct. So usually a lot of times what we're referring to is Medicare Advantage plans, and Medicare Advantage plans, in addition to covering the basic coverages of Medicare, they offer extra benefits. So some of those benefits may include and will include vision, dental, over-the-counter, credits for over-the-counter, and acupuncture, chiropractor, or even gym memberships.
So we hear so much about Medicare and Medicare Advantage. What is the difference between traditional Medicare and the Medicare Advantage plans?
Okay, and that's another good question. So basically with the traditional Medicare, or some people call the original Medicare, that's what you see on your red, white, and blue card, and it shows parts A and parts B. So parts A for the original Medicare, it covers anything that relates to inside the hospital or if you're staying overnight in the hospital. But that also includes deductibles and co-insurance and co-pays for depending on how long you're staying in the hospital. And Part B, which is the second part of the original Medicare, that covers everything outside of the hospital. So that could include doctor visits, labs, x-rays, visiting your specialists, emergency rooms, and urgent cares. So those are the two parts of the original Medicare. And you probably noticed that we didn't even mention prescription drugs because that's something else. That's another part.
So the Medicare Advantage plans cover the things you talked about with traditional Medicare, but sometimes the premiums are less, there are more being offered, and don't they all include the drug plan as well?
That is correct. So because original Medicare Parts A and B have certain things that are missing and certain co-insurance and co-pays that a senior may be liable for, a Medicare Advantage plan would be able to help fill in those gaps and holes. And at the same time, Medicare Advantage plans does also include prescription drug plans. So they'll cover all the different tiers from generic to the brand names as well.
And this is something I just kind of found out doing research on my own. We think, or I always considered Medicare Advantage plans as being an HMO plan where you have you select a doctor and that doctor provides referrals for you. There are also PPO plans, is that right?
That is correct. So in the past, traditionally speaking, most of the Medicare Advantage plans are HMOs. And recently, some of the carriers have started to come out with PPO options. There's not a lot, but there's a few. So they are available, and we just got to make sure that those kind of plans may be suitable for whoever's looking at them, and we'll help them figure it out.
And to help them, PPO is preferred provider, and you can choose a physician if you want to see that physician, as opposed to being referred to them by your primary care doctor in an HMO plan. Is that kind of the basic difference?
Yeah, that's correct. So in a medical system, there's the HMO world and there's the PPO world. So in an HMO setting, you have a primary care doctor that's kind of your gatekeeper, and he'll refer you out to your specialist. But more importantly, most of your doctors are within one medical group. Whereas on the PPO setting, you may have doctors and specialists that belong to different medical groups. And you may have hospitals or facilities that are belonging to different medical groups. And that doesn't matter because you have a PPO. So once you have a PPO plan, you're less restricted in being able to go who you want to go see, as long as you make an appointment with them and you know, they can schedule you. But that's the main difference between the HMO and the PPO.
And if someone wants to kind of navigate Medicare by themselves and get their Part A and have traditional Part B, they also have to buy a drug plan. And then there are deductibles and co-payments that go along with that people usually don't find as burdensome in the Medicare Advantage plans. Is that correct?
Well, that's another important point that you just brought up. In a lot of times when people try to navigate by themselves with the Medicare, because every year you're going to receive from CMS a pretty thick book talking about the benefits of next year and what Medicare is all about. But that's what I'm here for. I'm trying to make the whole process easy to understand and to navigate, because there's a lot of choices out there between different plans and the prescriptions that they cover. So that's what we're here for.
And if someone has a question that they'd like to ask you, how would they get in touch with you?
That's a good question. So the easiest way to reach out to me is just call my phone number directly. My phone is always on, and my clients, they call me directly. And the phone number is 562-881-2888.
And something else that's just come up here in the Coachella Valley or Riverside County primarily that affects people is one of the providers has basically disappeared, and that's Intervalley Health Plan. What do people do if they were with Intervalley?
Yes, and that is a very big disruption in the Medicare world, especially this open enrollment season. Seniors are starting to receive those letters who were previously on Intervalley Health Plans, and they're receiving these letters saying that the plan is going away. So as of early this week, on Monday, we started holding events and meetings throughout the area. We're doing it about twice a day, 5 days a week. And we're helping seniors kind of navigate out of Intervalley, and so that they have a smooth transition so they can go from Intervalley to a different plan. And because we represent a variety of different plans, we can help the seniors find the appropriate plan that will be best suited for them. And most importantly, that they keep their doctors and keep their same medical groups.
So there are a lot of issues that people have to navigate when they're looking at Medicare, either first signing up or during this open enrollment period. And I know just in preparing for talking with you today, I looked online and I looked, Medicare plans in Riverside County, and all sorts of things come up. They all want your email address. They all want your phone number. And so you could be bombarded with phone calls and emails from various people. Yet you said you represent about 10 different plans. So again, if people have questions, how would they contact you?
Yeah, the best way to contact me is, again, through my cell phone number, and then give that out again. It's 562-881-2888. And the reason why a lot of clients like working with HRBC and with me is because we just want to make the whole process as easy as possible. So we try to explain their options in a very understandable and easy manner so that it's easy to digest, because Medicare, there's a lot of components about Medicare. And if you want to try to learn it by yourself, yeah, that's possible, but it's going to take a lot of time. But that's what we're here for. I'm almost like a personal assistant to every single one of my clients. Anytime they have a question, they can call me directly and I answer their question. If it's something I don't know, then I can try to find out for them.
Okay, Gilbert, I want to thank you. Is there anything that I haven't covered that you think we should let people know?
I think we covered pretty much everything. We had a successful week in helping seniors. Even yesterday in one of our events, almost 38 seniors showed up. Everybody had questions, but at the end of the session, everybody was very happy with what we kind of showed them and presented. And of course, we don't have the amount of time to spend with each and every single one of them. So we're able to contact them later on an individual basis so they can ask their questions privately. But again, that's what we're here for.
Okay, well, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, Gilbert. Hope you have a great weekend. And to our listeners and viewers on our podcast or Facebook Live, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for the Joslyn Interview Friday show. Thanks, and y'all have a great weekend. Goodbye.
Thank you, Jack.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.